The night shift is quiet in a way that feels wrong. Not peaceful, not calm, just empty. The kind of empty that makes every small sound feel louder than it should be. If you've ever worked alone at night, you already know what I mean. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. Shadows feel closer, and sometimes the darkness feels like it's watching back. Tonight's stories are not legends or internet rumors. These are scary, true night shift horror stories. And once you hear them, you may never feel safe working alone after midnight again. One security guard said the worst part of his job wasn't the darkness, or the silence, or even the abandoned building he had to patrol every night. It was the laughter, soft at first, almost playful. He worked the night shift at an old entertainment warehouse that had been shut down for years. The place used to store costumes, stage props, and old carnival items. Most nights were boring. He walked the same halls, checked the same locked doors, and counted the minutes until sunrise. But one night, just after 2 a.m., he heard laughter echoing through the building. It sounded like a child, but slower, twisted, like someone pretending to laugh. He grabbed his flashlight and followed the sound. With every step, the laughter grew closer, clearer. That's when he saw it. A faded clown mask hanging from a hook at the end of the hallway. The paint was cracked. The smile was too wide. The eyes were dark holes. As his light touched the mask, the laughter stopped instantly. His radio crackled to life on its own, and a distorted voice whispered, "Why are you alone?" He ran. The next morning, he quit without notice. Later, he found out locals called the mask the Haunted Joker, a presence rumored to scare night workers until they broke. If you're enjoying these stories so far, take a second to like the video and subscribe to Deadly Silence. It really helps the channel grow, and it lets me know you want more real horror stories like these. Trust me, the next ones get even darker. Another true story comes from a hospital night nurse who worked the graveyard shift for over 5 years. Hospitals at night feel different. The halls stretch longer, the lights flicker for no reason, and the rooms feel heavier, like they're holding onto memories. She said one night, while checking on patients, she noticed a man standing at the end of the hallway. He was tall, thin, and wearing what looked like a faded clown costume under a hospital gown. His face was painted white with a red smile that didn't move. She assumed it was a patient who had wandered off, so she approached him gently. As she got closer, the lights above her began turning off one by one. When she was only a few feet away, the man tilted his head and whispered, "Night shift is my favorite." Then he vanished. Security footage later showed no one there. No patient escaped. No power issue. But from that night on, nurses reported seeing a Joker-like figure smiling from reflections, windows, and dark corners. They believe the haunted Joker feeds on fear, especially from those who work alone at night. A warehouse worker shared his experience online, saying he never believed in the supernatural until his 3rd week working nights. He was responsible for loading trucks and monitoring inventory. Around 3:30 a.m., he noticed boxes shifting on their own. At first, he blamed exhaustion, but then he heard heavy footsteps running across the ceiling. The building only had one floor. When he checked the security cameras, every screen showed the same thing: a clown-like figure standing directly behind him. When he turned round, nothing was there. But the camera feed froze on the Joker's face, its grin stretching wider than humanly possible. He left immediately. The footage was deleted the next day without explanation. Night shift drivers also have their own nightmares. A long-haul trucker said he stopped at a rest area just before dawn. The place was empty. As he walked toward the restroom, he heard slow clapping behind him. When he turned, he saw a figure sitting on a picnic table, a clown costume, torn gloves, and a painted smile that looked hand-drawn. The figure said nothing. It just watched him. When the trucker ran back to his cab, his horn began honking on its own, and laughter filled the air. He never stopped at that rest area again. What makes these stories even scarier is how similar they are. Different people, different places, same night shift hours, same Joker-like entity. Some believe the haunted Joker isn't a ghost tied to one location, but something that hunts those who are vulnerable, tired, and alone, especially between 2 and 4 a.m., when fear feels strongest. A factory supervisor once said he heard crying during his rounds. He followed the sound to a locked storage room. Inside, there was nothing except an old clown doll sitting upright in the center of the floor. As he turned to leave, the doll spoke in a low adult voice and said, "Smile for me." He dropped his keys and ran. When he came back with other workers, the doll was gone, but muddy footprints led out of the room. Footprints shaped like oversized clown shoes. As the night goes on, the mind weakens. That's what the haunted Joker seems to understand. It doesn't chase, it waits. It appears when you're alone, exhausted, and convinced nothing can happen. Many night shift workers say they feel watched, like something is standing just out of sight, smiling in the dark. One janitor working nights at a closed cinema said he heard an old movie projector turn on by itself. Behind the screen played a silent film of a clown waving directly at the camera. As the film continued, the clown's face slowly turned into a Joker-like blue, and text appeared saying, "I see you." When the janitor shut off the power, the screen went black, but laughter echoed through the empty theater. If you've ever worked a night shift, you know how real these fears feel. And if you haven't, maybe you should be glad. Because once the haunted Joker notices you, people say it never truly leaves. Even after quitting their jobs, some workers report seeing reflections smiling back at them, hearing laughter late at night, waking up at exactly 3:17 a.m. for no reason at all. Near the end of one story, a former security guard said something chilling. He claimed the Joker isn't there to hurt you physically. It wants something else. Your fear, your attention, your silence. That's why so many people are afraid to talk about what they saw. But sharing these stories breaks that silence. If this video gave you chills, let me know in the comments. Have you ever worked a night shift or experienced something unexplainable in the dark? Share your story below. And don't forget to share this video with someone who works nights. You never know who might need the warning. This is Deadly Silence, and tonight's darkness is far from over.